I'd like to express my deep appreciation to the government of Japan for convening this group of eminent experts to reassess how we can move toward a world free from nuclear weapons. If there is any people or government uniquely qualified to carry the mantle of nuclear disarmament, it is surely Japan. The meeting in Hiroshima is a stark reminder of the horror of nuclear weapons, as well as of our collective responsibility to eliminate them. Our accumulated knowledge since Hiroshima and Nagasaki only confirms the horrific impact of nuclear weapons on us and on our planet. In the word of the ICRC, the International Committee of the Red Cross, nuclear weapons are unique in the unspeakable human suffering they cause and the impossibility of controlling their effects in space and time. Indeed, they threaten the very humanity, unquote. The International Court of Justice was also clear that under the NPT, quote, there exists an obligation to pursue in good faith and bring to a conclusion negotiations leading to nuclear disarmament, and that obligation is an obligation to achieve precise results, nuclear disarmament in all its aspects, unquote. The current expansion and modernization by all weapon states of their nuclear weapon arsenal is therefore, in my view at least, a clear violation of their obligation under the NPT, and of course, in contradiction with the new nuclear ban treaty, the TPNW. In addition to this solemn legal obligation, the recent rhetoric about the threat of use of nuclear weapons in whatever context has changed the possible use of nuclear weapons from an unthinkable nightmare to a gruesome prospect. Bob McNamara was emphatic long time ago when he said, quote, the only way to eliminate the risk is to eliminate nuclear weapons, pure and simple. For those who believe that nuclear disarmament is too risky, President Kennedy again had the answer in 1961 before the General Assembly of the United Nations. Quote, the risk inherent in disarmament pale in comparison to the risk inherent in unlimited arms race. There's so much weapon states could do today to help create a safer and secure world. They could de-escalate from the high alert and so-called prompt launch status of their arsenals, where, believe it or not, leaders have less than 10 minutes to respond to a reported nuclear attack. They could adopt a no-first-use policy and together take measures to guard against possible accident or cyber attacks. They could bring the CTBT into force. They could initiate negotiations of a fissile material cut-off treaty. They could further pursue the idea of adopting a multilateral approach to the nuclear fuel cycle. And they could control the use of horrific nuclear technologies, such as hypersonic delivery systems and nuclear-powered missiles. In addition to the above measures, there is equally an urgent need to resume the bilateral nuclear arms reduction negotiations between Russia and the US, where together they own 90% of the nuclear weapons in existence. These negotiations should be expanded at a later stage to negotiation among all the 9 nuclear-armed states. We must salvage the New START Treaty, the only arms control treaty in existence today, and build on it. But first and foremost, we must revisit the elephant in the room, the doctrine of so-called mutual assured destruction. It's a doctrine aptly described by the then India's Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, as, quote, the ultimate expression of the philosophy of terrorism, holding humanity hostage to the presumed security needs of a few, unquote. The argument that nuclear weapons kept the peace, which we keep repeating, is in reality a function of simply good luck. Moreover, to allow some countries to possess nuclear weapons or be protected by them within alliances while asking others not to have them is, in my view, an oxymoron in the long term. In parallel, it is indispensable to start an exchange of ideas and analysis of an inclusive, equitable, and reliable security architecture that does not depend on nuclear weapons. What will it look like? What are its basic elements? How it is going to function? This is the other side of the coin of nuclear disarmament, in my view. So it is clear that we are not short in ideas. It is our mindset that refuses to accept that the existing paradigm is unsustainable and that nuclear weapons are simply a Damocles' sword hanging over all our heads. Still, I have hope that this eminent group of experts can help us reverse course. Thank you.